Now, for more on the World Internet Conference, we're now joined in the studio by our current affairs commentator, Mr. Gao Zhikai. Welcome to our program, Mr. Gao. Well, this is the second World Internet Conference held by China. Indeed, and there are going to be 10 forums and 22 topics related to internet technology. Its benefit, its problems will be discussed at the conference. What's your expectations to the second World Internet Conference?
Well, China by now is already the largest internet user countries, both in terms of the users, for example, as well as in terms of the applications currently in use in China. And I think the situation will continue to accelerate going forward. And internet is accelerating in itself, and it's creating huge benefits, enabling different sectors to increase their productivities and efficiencies. But on the other hand, internet is also creating and bringing new problems and phenomena. Therefore, I would say at the International Internet Summit, a lot of care and the consideration should go into, whether to regulate internet, how to regulate internet, what will be the jurisdiction of the regulation of the internet, and how to promote innovation by increasing the use of internet while also becoming more and more aware of the perils and the dangers which may actually accidentally or unintentionally be brought by the internet revolution. So I would say many topics that you just now mentioned will be discussed, but I think the key focus will be what will be the future of the internet and how can we maintain the view that internet will continue to help mankind to improve efficiency, make lives better, but also we need to be wary of the dangers and perils brought by the internet, how we can work together to prevent the dangers of internet from happening or being accumulating in the future.
Right, and this conference is very high profile, attended by 7 leaders of state and also going to be addressed by Chinese President Xi Jinping, and it has a very big theme indeed, and the interconnected world shared and governed by all, building a cyberspace community of shared destiny. But as public, one of the questions they ask the most is that how this high-profile World Internet Conference has anything to do with us, with our daily life.
Definitely. I think if we look at the major stakeholders and the major players in the internet sector, they are not far away from us. They are actually everywhere. They have already penetrated into the depth and the width of our daily lives. And I think their presence and their increasing role will accelerate in the coming years and decades. We cannot live without internet anymore, and I think internet will increasingly becoming part of our daily life, our daily work, and they will profoundly change the way we live and work and interface with each other. So I think this is the dominant theme of the 21st century. The Internet Plus that China is talking about really is reshaping the daily lives and our daily work in all aspects of the world. And I think whatever we learn in China will become a benefit to the other countries in the world. And I think major internet players, including China and the United States in particular, need to take a global leadership role in shaping the better development of internet going forward, rather than leaving internet in a completely laissez-faire sphere so that problems may accumulate and eventually it may be too late to deal with the perils created by the fast moving and fast changing internet revolution.
Well, among the problems that are going to be addressed, like unequal development on the internet and insecurity on the internet, what are the issues that you think will be stressed the most?
I would say while there are a long list of all the problems that internet may actually bring about in the coming years and decades, the most important problem that we as mankind need to focus upon is the cybersecurity issue. Right now, there is no international convention on how to deal with cybersecurity attacks, and internet being as it is disregards national boundaries or borders or customs or checkpoints, etc. It basically roams throughout the world in a seamless web. And therefore, how different countries or international organizations need to come up with an overarching international framework to deal with how they can cooperate, what will be the responsibilities or what will be the allocated workload, for example, in case there is an internet or cybersecurity attack, who are doing these cybersecurity attacks, and whether the sovereign governments need to really, come up with joint efforts in dealing with cybersecurity attacks rather than being, getting to each other's jugular and pointing a accusing finger at each other, etc. All this will be very important in shaping how the internet sphere and the cyber security and cyberspace will develop in the coming years and decades.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gao Zhikai, our current affairs commentator. Thank you very much indeed.